Christian Wood, you know, the guy averaging over 23 points a game, getting $14 million a year, was cut by 5 different teams, including in China. Yep, a random Chinese team didn't want him just 3 years ago. So how did Wood escape being a 6'10 waste of talent? Were the accusations about his character legit or overblown? And why should the Rockets feel that good about giving him a fat contract? Hey, it's Casey. Welcome to AM Hoops. We are still pushing for 100,000 subscribers. When we get there, there is a huge announcement. So hit subscribe if you're not already and hit notification bells. Hit me up on Twitter at Casey Kiernan. I am super active during games, which is like every single night now. So it's fun going back and forth with you guys. Again, at Casey Kiernan. No surprise, Christian Wood was always the best player on his team, which was a blessing and a curse. I mean, even at Finley Prep in Las Vegas, where he went to high school, he was a stud. This is where Tristan Thompson and Kelly Oubre Jr. went, and my nemesis, Bol Bol. Wood was the best player his senior year, losing just 1 game. Then he went to UNLV and declared for the draft after his sophomore year. What should have been the best day of his life was actually the worst. He rented a suite at Caesar's Palace to not see his name called. This picture was tweeted out of him that night. Not only was it embarrassing with all those people around that he invited, his girlfriend literally dumped him. Seriously, that night. The reason he went undrafted was the reason he would get cut again and again. A bad reputation. Now, I will not sugarcoat this and say he didn't deserve it, because he did. Even Christian admits, quote, "I thought I was more talented than everybody, that my talent was going to beat them. But it was me not knowing that there were people just as talented as me, and I had to work to be even better than them. I didn't know that before." There was film of Christian being lackadaisical and bored during college games. He showed up late to meetings and workouts. Clearly there are worse things that a guy can do, but teams didn't think that Wood's talent would be worth that headache. And it turns out it wasn't, because back then his work ethic was so bad, Christian was way too skinny and got pushed around during games. You'll hear some people say that Christian Wood's reputation was way overblown and he didn't deserve it, but I think he earned that reputation. Wood still says, "Oh, I was just 19, but that's not an excuse. I mean, NBA players at that age are special because of their freakish talent and abnormal maturity. It really puts it into context how special like Zion Williamson is. He could be the center of his universe at ages 16, 17, 18 and still be disciplined and mature. So his NBA journey started in the G League with the 76ers in Delaware. If all you looked at was the box score, Christian Wood makes no sense. I mean, this dude's scoring 45 points in a G League game, but still got cut. So this is the fact that makes you go,
Things that make you go,
Christian Wood was cut from the Sixers Hornets, Fujian Sturgeons, Philly again, the Bucks, and the Pelicans, all while posting the #1 career PER in G League history. Literally the Michael Jordan of the G League, and no one wanted him. The reason Wood didn't make it on the court was he couldn't play the game off the court. He was caught on camera with #3 overall pick Jahlil Okafor, screaming drunk. He bought a Bentley while on a minimum contract. Again, there are worse things you can do, but why would you do that stuff if you're already on thin ice? I mean, Wood had to know that people were watching to see if that bad reputation was legit, and he still acted this way. Wood's trainer perfectly summed this up. He was talking about acting bored during college games. He said, quote, "I told him, you at least gotta fake it a little bit. At least for the scouts watching, but it took Christian some time." Yes, it did. That same attitude followed him to the G League. After Philly, his next stop was the Charlotte Hornets, where he had the exact same experience, just a few NBA games. But this time, he found out that some people did believe in him. A Hornets employee told him, "Hey man, the team owner wants to see you." And Wood went into Michael Jordan's office, where MJ had his G League film pulled up. They went over exactly what he needed to improve. Then, during an actual NBA game, Wood was scored on, and Jordan shouted, quote, Get your skinny ass to the weight room. Don't let that MFer score on you. You are way more talented than that. Come on. So it was clear MJ liked Christian Wood's game, but they still cut him. That is when he went to China and didn't even make that team. That picture of him going undrafted is bad, but I can only imagine what he felt like then. He had one more run with Philly's G League team, putting up great numbers with no NBA calls, so Wood hit a bottom. And I know exactly how that feels. I mean, I'm not comparing my video talent to Christian Wood in basketball, but I was also way too immature at 18 and got a late start in college. Let's just say I personally had to have my butt kicked in life to realize it's time to grow up. I was always a few years older than the other kids in college, but that experience changed how I operated and made me succeed. The same thing happened to Christian Wood. That same trainer we talked about says Wood started showing up early to workouts. He was focused the entire time. He got cut 2 more times though with the Bucks and Pelicans, but he changed. Wood was just earning a new reputation at that time, and that's what he did in Milwaukee and New Orleans. By the time the Pistons made him a starter, it was clear he wasn't gonna ruin the locker room. As a starter after Andre Drummond was traded, Christian averaged about 23 points, 10 boards, a steal and a block, shooting 40% from downtown. Around that time, Giannis tweeted, "Love his work ethic, he's up next." After scoring 34 on the Spurs, Gregg Popovich told him how much better he looked. Wood didn't even think Pop knew he existed. But the truth is, game recognizes game, and the best NBA minds knew Christian Wood was special. From Gregg Popovich to Giannis to Michael Jordan, they just wanted his maturity level to catch up, and it finally did. No one knows for sure why Detroit gave a ton of money to Jeremy Grant and not Christian Wood, but some think that new GM Troy Weaver just wanted a totally clean slate. Either way, it looks like the Pistons messed up. The Rockets paid him $41 million for 3 years in a sign and trade, and he is going off. Again, about a 23-point double-double per night with great efficiency. Now, he does need to pick up his defense, and there have been signs. They're going to build around Christian Wood's talent. The question remains, though, will Wood stay humble? I'm betting with Houston, he will. First off, he wants to be an all-star, so that motivation is still there. The second reason is his experience. Christian Wood didn't understand since 19 years old why he kept getting cut despite having huge talent. Then when his 4th team let him go, he got it. Now his maturity and skill are at the same level, and he's looking like a future all-star. Support AM Hoops and click subscribe. Don't miss a daily NBA video.